Okay, so where do I start? Alright, so the latest update actually on the game right now is music. The biggest update is music. I was able to procure Joel Steudler. He is the guy, well, he's the person that actually did the music for this game. Well, it wasn't really made directly for the game. I was able to hear something that he made on through Humble Bundle, and then I followed the link back to his page on Itch, and I found some tracks that were just great. And then, he linked me to other tracks that he had that were not publicly available as yet, and we're able to actually incorporate it in the game. So that's one of the biggest updates. Of course, the other update is, the menu credits and everything else that I added, which shows the testers, and special thanks to RM2 KDev. Pretty much, the on-screen keyboard that you saw was something that was originally created by that dev, but then I changed a lot of things around to make it work for the game. For example, the right key analog stick that he created was more for turning the character, and I changed it to actually make it be for weapons. So I re-implemented it to work in favor for the game. Heart Beast, Benjamin Anderson. I learned a lot from his Udemy courses, so of course I got to throw some thanks in there. Sean Spalding also learned a lot from his YouTube page. Same thing too for Friendly Cosmonaut, and also from Let's Learn Game Maker Studio. Those are places where I learned a lot of great details about Game Maker because I was clueless about applications, so that brought me up to speed, so I was able to make the game. And of course, the regular credits going back to Eric Roman, who wrote a great synopsis and story for the game, for the main game. So the main game is still in production. This is just a smaller version, that pretty much like a bite-sized version that I created just for people to jump into. And I'm still working on the core game. And of course, the core characters of the game were actually created by my brother, Jeremy Fraser. And most of the characters that are in the game or in the core game is actually part of the web series that we created together as well. So that's pretty much a quick roundup for that. But as you can hear, the music in the game, I'm just going to jump through quickly just so you can actually hear a few things. So this is all the new menu opening. That's something I worked on. And let me close out of that. And of course, let's jump right into the game. So of course, you have your three different things. Casual zone is simply just for if you want to jump into the game, just to play and have fun. Then of course you have hard zone 1 and 2. So if you go into the casual, I'm just gonna let the music play out for a little bit. And the music itself reminded me a little bit of like the 80s in terms of like I would say Airwolf, Night Rider and stuff like that. It just had that theme, and that's almost the theme that I was really looking for, kind of. And for some strange reason, I just couldn't find it, wherever I looked. There were people that had something close enough, but they just didn't have exactly what I was looking for. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, that's what I want. And it worked, it worked especially for here too, this particular section. It's a more calm, relaxing environment. And of course, nothing really changes. If you die in here, you can just respawn right away. But of course, in the hard modes now, of course, again, hear the music. You have a more intense music where it feels more like it gives you that whole sense of urgency. So I'm just gonna let it play it again too. And of course, if you do die here, you just get killed. It has a little, that little end theme. And if you notice, the score here does matter, because this is basically dealing with scoring. And a few little things I did change in the game. What I did is I implemented a timer sequence, which starts off for the first 60 seconds, you only have like maybe 2 enemies attack you. But then after 60 seconds, 4 enemies will attack you, and then after 120 seconds after that first 60 seconds, it resets back to just 2. So again, it gives you like a little breath of time window. It was just basically something I was testing and seeing how that works. You know, I'm going to test it with the testers and see. So let me jump out and go to the next one. And again, that's another music again. Let me pause for a second so you can just hear a little bit of it. And it has that little beat. And again, it has a little ending. So that again, you know, it just gives you that whole reurgence. Let's go back to the main theme. So hopefully, you know, that helps in the terms of giving that thematic for the game itself, because you know that's the one thing I wanted to do, just give it a different kind of air. And you know it's a hard thing to juggle, to find the right music and sound that will work for the game. And of course now it's so the latest release is still internal for the internal testers. I may open it up more now to try to get a bigger audience testing ground, because I have it on itch. So I made us open it up to an external source so I can get more people testing the game to see how it works. And this is still going to remain free. I'm not sure if I'm going to put ads or not into this one, but we'll see where it goes. And because if I do, I'll have to try to figure out how I would do it where it's not interrupting the player. I just don't want it to be a bother, because again, you know, I don't like those kind of interruptions. So we'll see. It's just, again, it's a hard gamble to see what will work. All right, and that's pretty much the only update I have on this so far. If there's anything else I do come up with or remember that I did, because I did a lot of little different things in between my other schedule of things that I do. But yeah, catch you later. Peace.